Okay, so what we're going to look at now is focus on some of the treatments for fractures. I'm going to look at slings. So there's two types of slings we're going to look at. There's an elevation sling and an arm sling, okay? Very, very important. If you've got somebody with a fracture, generally, if I said to you what position would the casualty generally put it in, they're going to put it in the most comfortable position. So to demonstrate, the casualty's holding their arm like this, and they think they've got a broken wrist or a broken forearm, they put it in the most comfortable position. So why, as a first aider, do we need to start? And if you do start doing that, you'll feel pain as a first aid in the side of your face. That's the casualty punching you. So don't. If they put it in a comfortable position, leave it in that position. Now, if they've got a significant injury to their legs, again, all we should do is be supporting it and immobilizing it, okay? Now, if you've only got, I don't know, half an hour or less, 10 minutes to wait for an ambulance, why do we need to be moving this casualty? Wait until the ambulance get there. They've got specialised slings, inflatable slings and equipment. They've also got Entonox, which is an amazing gas, which basically takes all the pain away. So if they are going to start manipulating them, they give them some gas first, and that takes away all the pain. So they are very good when it comes to pain management. We as first aiders don't have that luxury. So if you don't need to move them, don't move them, okay? The only time I would move somebody with significant injuries is if they were in imminent danger, i.e. we're in a building and it's on fire. We need to get out of the building, okay? So I'm going to show you some improvised bandaging or improvised support techniques. So the first one is an elevation sling. So if I've got a hand injury and I need to elevate that hand, all I'm going to do is just tuck that inside the collar there, in there like that, elevation sling. And that's it, simple, simple. So it's about keeping it simple. Arm slings go across the body, and all I'm going to do with that is just bring that hoodie up over the arm, and that is an arm sling, intrinsically, okay? So these are called improvised slings. You can use belts, you can use ties, there's all sorts of things you can do, but ultimately we're putting it in the position and supporting the actual casualty's limb, depending where it is. Obviously with legs it's more difficult, but if they're in the position on the floor, leave them on the floor. What could you do to make them more comfortable? Put a mat underneath them or put a blanket over them. Just make them more comfortable whilst they're waiting for the ambulance to arrive. I saw a very interesting one when an elderly lady had fallen down in Lytham St Anne's when I was visiting my parents recently. Well, I say recently, it was over a year ago now. And I'm walking down the high street and I see this armadillo effect of umbrellas because it was raining. And I went over to investigate because I thought, that's odd, this armadillo effect of umbrellas. And basically, there was an elderly lady had fallen over and they suspect she might have broken her pelvis. And all these bystanders, including a couple of nurses, had got all their umbrellas out and formed this armadillo effect over this casualty to get her out the weather, if you like. I thought, what a fantastic idea. Really, really good. So we're going to look at some slings now. Now, these are triangular bandages, okay? Now, people really have hang-ups on how to do these things and they forget very easily. If I say this is just a basic triangular bandage, you've got a point and you've got the base. All you've got to remember when you do slings is two fundamental things. The point always points towards the injured arm. So which arm is injured today? So, okay, so straight away I know my point, think of this like an arrow, okay, is going to point to the injured arm. So we're going to put an elevation sling on that arm, so we're going to do that across there. With this sling, all we're going to do is point it towards the arm, like so. Bring the base so it runs parallel to the arm with an elevation sling, and then what we're going to do is just tuck that underneath there. This then goes around the back, let go of that hand. Take that around the back. Oh, long hair again, sorry. That's it, bring it all forward if you can. That's fantastic. And then we're going to tie that off with a bow. Right, and then with the corner of this, we can gather that up. Sorry, gather that up, like so. And then just tuck that in there like that. Now, just tuck that hand underneath the bandage there. Now, just stick your thumb out the top. Why am I checking that? I'm just checking that for capillary refill. Make sure we've got good circulation. You've got very slow circulation, but nevertheless, we've got some circulation there, okay? That is an elevation sling. Are we happy with that? Does that feel nice and comfortable?
Yeah.
So it's to support the upper arm and the hand, okay? So that's an elevation sling, easy peasy. Now the only difference with an arm sling, if I just take that off now, so put the arm across the body this time. Yeah, so it's an arm sling. Exactly the same as before. The point goes towards the injured arm like an arrow, but this time can you move that hand out of the way, take your arm away from the body. No, keep it there, but just move it away from the body. It goes underneath. That goes over that shoulder, and this goes over this shoulder. And then, again, we can bring this up a little bit forward. Just scoop that up like so. And then just top that in there like so. Let's see a fingertip. Yeah, good circulation. An arm sling. Easy peasy, okay? So just to emphasize with the slings. Now, this is a skill that people lose very, very quickly because it is a little bit more technical. So practice it. Practice it. When you do your team training days, include a little bit of first aid, just shove a little bit of sling work in there, okay? So remember, point always points towards the injured arm. Elevation sling, it goes on top. Arm sling, it goes underneath the arm. So the arm comes away and you go underneath the arm. Easy peasy. Fantastic, well done.